Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for the week of November 10th. We are going to jump right in here, Leo. You have this Mystic Circle card. It says your abilities will be enhanced. You have the Stars card. It says long journey brings reward, and which is amazing here, Leo. Definitely a very intuitive week, so I would be listening to your intuition really the entire month, but, it is a very intuitive time where you could be being guided at this time. You have your reward right here with the Ace of Pentacles. You get the Ace of Pentacles with me quite a bit. And the Ace of Pentacles can represent like a big opportunity that has potential, which it seems to be scary for Leo or something. I don't know. Who the hell knows, Leo? But, I would be taking any opportunity you can at this time, especially if it's like an opportunity that's going to lead to, success, more money, growth, whatever. Doesn't really matter. But it looks pretty good to me. And it looks like something you've earned as well here, Leo. Especially with that, a long journey brings reward. This card could say that you have earned the right to get this Ace of Pentacles. So, I would take this opportunity and run with it. We do go down to the Four of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles here. The Four of Pentacles can be a little bit stuck. He's kind of like holding on a little bit to the old way of doing things. And the Nine of Pentacles, but the Nine of Pentacles is growth. So I'm not too worried about that Four of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles tells me that you're going to be growing something in the future, or something will be kind of like getting to the next level, which is good. Next, you have the Emperor and the Six of Pentacles here. The Emperor, this would be about taking action. The Ace of Pentacles is a seed. Six of Pentacles is planting those seeds. The Emperor is about grabbing on to the opportunity when it presents itself. So it looks to me like you're getting an opportunity to grow something that will be very good for you. You do have love here as well, so this could be a connection or relationship that you're going to be growing as well. So if you want an Emperor, it could be an Emperor type person that's coming in for you. I do get like a very strong, almost like creative energy off the Emperor, which the Emperor, we don't necessarily consider him creative. It's not that he can't be. It's just, normally we consider the Empress to be the creative force in the tarot. But, I think it's like creativity in the sense of building something. And I do get the feeling that if you have been building something, like this year, 2025, it could be like a new business, a new idea, it could be your body, it could be anything, then, whatever you've been building, it's almost like progress is speeding up, which I think is good for you, Leo. It's like, it's like maybe progress has been very slow on what you're trying to build, and now things are getting faster. You have the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, like work hard, play hard, of course. So I would make sure you're balancing out the energy. I do feel like things have been like a little bit out of balance, but not. Do I feel like this is a bad thing? No. It's like I think there are times when you're like working harder, and I think there are times when you're not. You're doing something else. So I don't really feel like it's a big issue. Although what I will say is it might be good for you to like work on having a little bit of a routine, or it's almost like the word predict. I'm getting the word like predictability here. And so if things aren't predictable, then that makes life very hard. And, I know firsthand, right? And it's like one of the reasons that I always talk about how, like, what really changed my life with this channel is every single day I do 4 videos no matter what, like first thing in the morning, basically, right? And it made things more predictable. And it kind of like actually took the pressure off. And now I do that for other channels and other things that I do. I have like a routine that I pretty much stick to and follow. And, the routine is flexible, and you can make it flexible, but at the same time, it really, it just took a lot of pressure off. So, that's what I would say there with the Two of Pentacles. And you need to have fun in that routine as well, because, Two of Pentacles is about filling both buckets, the fun bucket and the work bucket. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Wands. I think this is an opportunity that you're going to want to protect. The Seven of Wands is about having boundaries around something. And it looks to me like that you're getting an opportunity that you are going to be defending or protecting from, the outside world or whatever. And I would just, it looks good. I really have nothing to add. Here you go. With the Emperor and the Six of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Wands. I was talking about creativity And the Queen of Wands is very creative. She kind of marches to the beat of her own drum. She does her own thing. I always say she's my card of learning as you go. And so if you're working on any opportunities in life, then, learning as you go would be a good idea. She needs to be a little bit more bold, assertive, confident. She really needs to go for something that she wants. She has this sunflower right here, and the sunflower points towards the sun. So I think working towards the sun is going to be very important for you at this time, Leo, or working, basically, if something brings her joy, that's what she moves towards. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Wands. It will speed things up. I mean, call me crazy, but that is what I noticed when I started doing this. I used to do my readings whenever I wanted. Like, I would just do them randomly throughout the day. And it's like, it was a mess, right? It's like once I became disciplined and started doing them at a certain time, things, for whatever reason, sped up, right? And it made things a little bit easier. And so I feel that would be really important for you with the Eight of Wands. You get the Eight of Wands with me a lot, Leo. And I always say the Eight of Wands, we have to make life easier with the Eight of Wands. That doesn't mean life is going to be easy. It just means, like, how can you make it easier? Are there any conflicts or obstacles or challenges that you're dealing with that you can change or that you can, improve upon in some way? And that's what I would be thinking about with the Eight of Wands, is like, how can I make my life smoother, easier, faster? And you get this quite a bit with me, so that's what I would be doing. I also feel, for those of you that want love, obviously there has to be communication here. We have two communication cards, Eight of Wands. We have the Staff of Hermes right here, which is Mercury, and the Two of Cups, can represent communication. And we do have Mercury retrograde, but it doesn't matter. And so, again, if you're looking for love or whatever, it's like the Four of Pentacles can be a little bit closed off. And so sometimes we have to open up here, Leo, so that you can communicate. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this running card. It says vitality, striving, urgency, and avoiding. I do feel like, I'm not calling you out here, Leo, but I do feel like you're avoiding something with that Four of Pentacles. We'll talk about it. You have this jealousy card. It says relationship, radar, insecurity, and envy. I mean, this doesn't have to be bad jealousy. I feel like this is a good connection. You have the Knight of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups, and the Seven of Wands. It's like, this could be something that you will want to protect. But, there could be jealousy, like as in, not really in a bad way, but maybe in a way where you don't want a person to get away or something like that, right? So that's definitely something to think about. You have the Knight of Cups, Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Swords. Knight of Cups, of course, can be a knight in shining armor coming in for you. So if you're looking for love, definitely could be being swept off your feet here. Outside of love, Knight of Cups is dreaming. He is dreaming of his future or his future life or something he wants. I always say he's standing in the desert, and all he has to do is plant seeds in front of that water and they will grow. I feel this is the time that we're in. We are in a time where I think to a lot of us, it looks like we don't have what we need to be successful with something. And I'm speaking generally because literally could be any part of your life that you're trying to be successful in. And you might think you don't have the time, the money, the whatever you need. But the trick with the Knight of Cups and also the energy that we're dealing with right now is to get started anyway and just see what happens. If you pay attention to what is going on and if you just take as much action as you can, you will be successful. You have the Four of Pentacles. Again, that running card said avoiding on it. I do feel like there's, I do feel like there's something that you're avoiding here, Leo, whatever it is. It's like you want to do something that you're not doing is kind of the feeling I get. It's like you're staying in a comfort zone. It's almost like you need to rock the boat and you don't want to, but you do, but you don't, is the energy that I get off of the Four of Pentacles. But I don't know. We have Uranus and Gemini. Uranus will be retrograding into Taurus in the middle of the month here, but I still think it's important to not be afraid of rocking the boat. We kind of need to. We kind of need to, shake things up a little bit, and we have to do things that are maybe considered out of character for us. But that doesn't mean bad things. We're not talking about out of character as in acting like a jerk. We're talking about being more confident, being more bold, or charging towards the things that you want and desire. And I feel doing those things is really what needs to happen here. It's funny that running card says urgency on it because there is a major sense of urgency in the astrology. That does not mean that you should be rushing. I just feel that we are feeling the pressure of Saturn retrograde in Pisces, I think it's making people feel like they're out of time, or they ran out of time, or they missed out on something. I feel like we need to move, right? So we definitely need to kind of like make progress, but at the same time, I think in our brains we need to kind of slow things down and not say like, I'm not out of time, I still have time. I need to get moving, but at the same time, I have time. And so what I'm trying to say is don't rush, right? It's like there's a rush, but don't rush. You have the Four Swords. Everybody's had the Four Swords, like literally when we entered into the Mercury retrograde shadow. I always say Four Swords is my Mercury retrograde card. It is a card of resting, relaxing, recovering, healing, hoping and praying for blessings. That's what he's doing right here. There's a person blessing another person in the stained glass window. So he is hoping and praying for a blessing, or to receive a blessing. And I feel like that would be a good thing for you to focus on, is like your future vision or what you want to get out of life and become crystal clear, right? I think that this reading wants you end with the star, and the Queen of Swords. This is like crystal clarity that you need to get on what you want your life to look like. Here you go. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Empress. So again, you have the Emperor and the Empress. Definitely could be attracting a divine counterpart. It could be that Knight of Cups. Empress says you're very attractive at this time, Leo, so you might as well put yourself out there. And, Two of Cups can be someone different than your usual type. Again, Uranus and Gemini. Part of me feels like Uranus and Gemini could be, mixing things up for a lot of us in love, in the type of person that we attract or whatever. The Empress is also great for abundance. I definitely feel that Leo is going to have a big focus on abundance over the next, for probably many years, and creating more abundance in their life. This is not just money. This is truly living an abundant life. Again, Uranus and Taurus, this is your, last few months until it goes direct, and until it moves back into Gemini next year, to really kind of like figure out the legacy you want to leave, right? Uranus and Taurus wants fixed signs to build and leave a legacy. But, for fixed signs, I think it's about freedom. It's about building a life where it's like you're more in control, or you're calling the shots. And I would get crystal clear on that vision. With the Four of Pentacles, here you go. Playing it too safe in love here, Leo. So, again, if you want love, I think you have to put yourself out there more, and do something, right? The Ace of Cups with the Two of Pentacles is also, again, about filling the fun bucket, right? The Ace of Cups can fill itself up on its own. It can reach down into the water below it, and it's overflowing. So the Ace of Cups wants us to do more things that cause us to overflow. And if we do that, we will be more successful. So that's what I'd be working on there. With the Four of Swords, you have the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords says something is like dead, done, over with in your life. So you could be getting to the end of a journey, or the end of something. I feel pretty good about this, really, Leo. He's making this symbol with his hand here, and it can represent a blessing. So the Ten of Swords can represent some sort of blessing in disguise that you are realizing at this time. And it kind of gives me the connect the dots type of feeling, where it's like you've been through a difficult period of time, but now you are realizing why those things had to happen. It's all adding up, is what I feel here. So, I think this is good. We even go up to the Strength card. The Strength card, of course, is you, but the Strength card is also the strength that you've built over time and how you use it. So, I feel this is a good thing. Next in the area of messages from your future self, you have this To Be Fair card and this Between Worlds card. Yeah, you also have the Justice card, which is in this row, which is very similar to the To Be Fair card. It's basically the same thing. So you could be experiencing balance. The Between Worlds card is a card of kind of going from black and white to color. Your life is about to become more exciting. You've been in purgatory for a long time, is what that card says. And now you're stepping into, hopefully, a time of, abundance, growth, good energy, color, excitement, all those things. And I feel like that's where you're going. This is the row of, I don't know if I said this, but this is the row of messages from your future self. Also, Leo, make sure to like and leave a comment. Really helps me out. You have the Two of Cups, the Justice card, and the Nine of Pentacles. Two of Cups is like a perfect match, like I said. So, if for those of you looking for love, looks really solid. Definitely could be a strong connection. If you don't want love, and even if you do, the Two of Cups is you and your higher self. So we started with that intuition card, or whatever it said. It said something about, like, your abilities will be enhanced, right? And so I feel that this could be your higher self or your guides, your angels, your ancestors, whatever you believe in, that are communicating with you. And this could be through dreams, daydreams, pretty much anything. And so I would really be paying attention to like the signs, symbols, synchronicities, the things like that that are going on around you, because I feel like you are being led towards, the star, really, like whatever your dream life is. Again, it's kind of obvious to me because of Uranus going back into Taurus for you, Leo, as a fixed sign. I think that energy is obvious, but it seems to me like you're being led towards something. I kind of get this feeling here that some of you, it's like you're wondering if it's real or not. It's like, I don't know. Like sometimes I think we get messages and we're like, is that really a message? And then we look for another one, And I feel like the universe is like, how many times do I have to show you 11:11 on the clock, right? It's like the universe is like, how many signs do I need to give you? So I don't know if that helps, but there you go. You have the Justice card. Justice could literally be justice for you, Leo. I do feel if you're dealing with anything, that justice could be coming in for you. I do feel like the Justice card is talking about like no assumptions as well. Sometimes with the Justice card, it asks us to not like jump to conclusions. Wants us to be neutral in anything that we're dealing with. So if any opportunities that come in for you, it's kind of like saying, just look at the opportunity, don't get too excited, but also don't think that it's not going to work. Just, kind of be willing to see how things go and trust the evidence. The Justice card, this person here is weighing up the evidence, right? But they're taking a neutral perspective. They're not saying this is good, this is bad. They're just like weighing everything up and figuring it out, which clearly would be a good thing for you here. You have the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, a lot of abundance. Again, the November readings were pretty surprising for me as a reader for abundance. So, not that I think like November is a bad month, but I don't know. It's like obviously the things that are going on in the world doesn't seem great financially. So, but again, there could be a lot of opportunity that people are finding, or there could be things that you're focusing on that are increasing your abundance, and I would do that. The Nine of Pentacles wants you to do things that bring you more abundance. For example, she has 6 pentacles over here, 3 pentacles over here. So she is willing to give 3 pentacles worth of anything to anything that enters into her life. It's not really about balance. People think that balance is 50-50, but, this is like a percentage. She's willing to give this percentage of time, effort, energy, money, attention, whatever, to anything that's entering into her life, but she just makes sure to keep a little bit extra for herself, and that's really why she's able to maintain abundance, is because she keeps more than enough for herself, and so she doesn't burn out, right? And that's kind of popping into my head for you. With the Two of Cups, you have the Page of Wands. Yeah, I feel like it'll be an adventure. I'll say that. Like, if you're attracting love at this time, it definitely will probably be an adventure that you're going on. Page of Wands is good. It's like enthusiasm, optimism, excitement. So it could be like an adventurous person, a person that you go on adventures with, whatever. With the Justice card, you have the World. Yeah, I definitely feel if you're dealing with something legal that, maybe it's not ending like this second, but it could be coming to an end soon. This position is messages from your future self. So if you're dealing with anything legal, you could be very close to the end with the World because it's an accomplishment, an achievement, an ending. You also have the Ten of Swords here. So again, there's definitely something probably coming to an end in your life. But, with the World, it would probably be a positive ending. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Emperor again. So you could be attracting a very independent person here. If you want an independent person, then this could be a good thing. I mean, if you're you could be independent as well. I think 2 independent people can do very well together. So definitely showing up here. The Emperor would also be about taking action, here with the Star card on your vision, on whatever it is that you want. Like I said, this reading is definitely not encouraging Leo to rush, but it also is saying, you don't have all day at the same time. You have to find the balance in between, rushing, but also not rushing, somewhere in the middle, right? So there you go. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this thoughts card. It says reflecting, thinking it through, forward planning, ideas, memories, thinking of someone or a situation. You have this success in love. It says romantic love, falling in love, new love, like are you kidding? Successful outcome in love, mutual love, intimacy, loyalty. So there you go. If you're looking for love, definitely could be a very solid connection. I even think that you could be falling in love with something that you're doing. Again, all these cards, they don't have to be a person. The Ace of Cups can be something that you're working on that you could do endlessly, where you never run out of energy, right? And those are the best things to work on. So, if you're discovering like a job, a business idea, or it could even be something personal, then I would pour your energy into the things you can do endlessly. You have the Strength card, the Queen of Swords, and the Star. The Strength card is you, Leo, showing up in a very strong position. So whenever you show up as yourself, it kind of puts you in a position of power and strength, allows you to get what you want from the reading. So there could be a lot of success coming in because of your strength. The Strength card is also a display of strength. She is showing how strong she is by putting her hands in this lion's mouth. So it is a good time, I think, for Leo to show off. It will be for many years because Pluto and Aquarius, right? Pluto and Aquarius is going to be about getting attention for you for sure, especially in work. But even if you don't work, doesn't matter. Still getting attention in your personal life for your strength will be a good thing. You have the Queen of Swords. Again, crystal clarity here. She has clouds only halfway up her body. She is seeing something clearly for the first time. And so I almost feel like you need to go and get clarity on something by asking the right questions or, doing your research or weighing up your options with the Justice card this week. And that's pretty much what I would do with her. She's kind of like cautiously optimistic. She has her sword up, but her hand out. It's like she's willing to receive, but if something isn't right, she'll cut it off very quickly. And, it's almost like you need to do that, or it's almost like you need to be open to receiving, but, if it's not right, cut it off. You have the Star. Again, I really like the Star in your reading for sure, because I think it's saying that you are focused on the Star. The Star is having a North Star. It's having a focus, something to try and go accomplish. And so I feel a lot of you could be doing things to like try to go accomplish something great in your life. And that's exactly what I would do with this card. There's really nothing to add. With the Strength card, you have the Ace of Wands. I would be following your excitement with the Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands here. The Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new. It's also, kind of like an inspirational new beginning or a passionate new beginning. We see a lot of passion in the reading. It's almost like the reading is asking Leo to live more from passion, which is the whole point of being a Leo in the first place. So again, this doesn't have to be love. This could be something that you can work on endlessly with the Ace of Wands. That does not mean that you should either. The Ace of Cups just wants you to do things that give you energy. But again, we have to fill the fun bucket as well. So you shouldn't be working 24/7. But it's about finding something that you could do work on 24/7. But like I said, that doesn't mean you should. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Four of Swords again. So, again, resting, relaxing, recovering. This could say that things like meditation or, going for walks or recharging your batteries are going to be important for getting answers. So if you need an answer to something, maybe you just need to sleep on it or meditate on it and see what answers you come up with. With the Star, you have the Fool. Love it. I like readings where we go from the world to the Fool to the world. Doesn't matter. The world is the end. The Fool is the beginning. The Fool is on the Fool's journey. He is working his way through the entire major arcana, and he's trying to, complete a journey. But it's like you're ending one journey and starting another one is kind of what this is saying. You have this Cat card. It says a two-faced friend. Yes, Leo, for, I don't know, for a while, I would, for years, I would be careful of anyone who seems two-faced. I think I've said to you before that the thing for Leo is that, there probably will be people that come into your life that remind you of past people. And those are the people I would be careful of, with this card. You have this Wealth card. Yes, I literally said it at the beginning of the reading. I think Leo is definitely going to be focused on wealth building, building more financial security, or just building security in life in general. You have this chair empty. It says someone is leaving your life. I feel like someone new is coming into your life, even if you don't want love. Like this could be a new friend or a new person or new people. in general. But, it seems, I think it's an excellent time, or, well, at least once we get into next year, it'll be great for socializing. I mean, not that it's bad right now, but, I just think that you'll probably have a very social year next year, but also great for love. You have this vulture. It says depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. Yes, I think I've said it to you before that, you definitely could be feeling this. We had Mars retrograde in your sign. It went retrograde last year into this year. Then we just had the last Mercury retrograde in Leo, and we're about to have Jupiter go retrograde in Leo next year. So, it's like that all those retrogrades in Leo could be reminding you of the Mars retrograde energy, which can bring up these feelings. And your job is to ignore it. You have this tankard card. It says celebration, fun, and enjoyment. Yes, all things you need to do more of with the Two of Pentacles. Like I said, definitely find something that you could work on endlessly, but also carve out time to recharge your batteries, to do fun things. But this looks pretty good, Leo. I like it. So thank you for being here. Make sure to leave a comment, and definitely enjoy your week.